There's things you've probably heard like post more often and be consistent. It's all about volume. But what if you're already doing that and putting in all that effort and it's not working? What if I also told you that posting more content can actually be detrimental and damaging to your channel if not done in the right way? As well as why that dreaded 10 out of 10 video on the YouTube scale might not be as bad as you think. I've been doing this whole content creation thing for quite a while now, and I feel like there's a few key things that almost all big and successful YouTubers know that they apply to their content. And once I started applying these things to my channel, I noticed the repercussions and had immediate growth and far more success very quickly and effectively. And I'm going to tell you these same things so that you can start applying them to your channel and hopefully see the same success as well. And don't worry, you most likely haven't heard any of these things before, so let's get into it. Focus on community over all of those big flashy numbers. Having a viral video is amazing, that's great. But having 10 or 20 videos that your core audience watches and resonates with is far more beneficial in the long run. Focus on a handful of people that really flow with you, that are committed to you and your channel, far surpass thousands of people that kind of like know you, maybe click on your videos here and there, but like at the end of the day, don't really care about your channel or videos at all. The other thing is, if you are trying to get every one of your videos to be like an outlier or an attempted viral video in comparison to the rest of your videos, think of how that looks for your already built audience or the people that do already watch your videos. They are just going to be getting this whole mixed bag of different viral attempts with it being chaotic, and your channel isn't going to be cohesive, and they are most likely not going to click on every single one of your videos, being somewhat annoyed, or even worse, just stop watching your channel altogether. Cater to your audience you have already built and let the new viewers come in and find you organically over time. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Next is that people give up too soon. Look, you put in all this effort into some content, you post it, and it does terribly. You do that 5 or 10 or 100 more times, and that is a recipe for making people give up. It very well could be one of the biggest contributing factors that create failure and lead to creators giving up before they get the chance to build a healthy, sustainable channel and stay in that small creator, tiny, unsuccessful channel limbo forever. It's really important that you get comfortable with failure. Even to this day, I still struggle when one of my videos that I put so much effort into performs terribly and gets like a 9 or a 10 of 10 on that little YouTube ranking scale. But getting comfortable with that failure will already put you ahead of 99% of the other creators, because you're going to be in it for the long run. And if you start to zoom out and stop looking at individual videos as either success or failures, and take a much more macro perspective on how the last 10, 20, 30 or 50 videos have performed and how they've impacted the growth on your community and channel overall, is going to be far more sustainable than honing in and zooming into each and every single little video. This is also an amazing way just to help you learn, because you get some bad videos, but you keep adjusting, changing, trying to position yourself where the audience might be going, and you get better over time. Remember, I just said that YouTube is like a marathon, not a sprint. I think it's actually more like training for a marathon, and you're going to need practice. You don't just start immediately and do a marathon. You first need to build up that training, and by doing repetition is exactly how you do that. Success also isn't just kind of linear like that. It goes up and down. And if you zoom out from those small individual videos and take a much more macro look at your channel over something like a year, it's far more likely to see that it is actually growing, even if that's slow and might not be as fast as you think. It's far better than looking at one individual video, seeing that it's performing terribly and feeling really bad and giving up. The other amazing thing about YouTube is that they don't limit recommended content to only videos that have been uploaded this week. That means that even if you upload a video and it starts out as something like a 9 or a 10, over time it can very easily get more views and get a better recommendation. I've seen this happen so many times on my channel. Often weeks or even months later, a video all of a sudden gets picked up by this uncontrollable algorithm and starts getting significantly more views. This is great because it means that even if one of your videos performs really terribly, instead of getting too fixated on why that might be, you can wait and it might get picked up later, getting far more views than it initially got. And that means that being less fixated on that specific video at that specific time is even more so important if you want to be in the long haul for becoming a successful content creator. Also, look how cool the new warehouse space is looking. It's obviously still a work in progress, but just this kind of corner is really starting to look cool, and I can't wait for it to be set up even more and film the majority of my YouTube videos in here. If you want to see the whole build and the behind the scenes of everything that's actually going on in this warehouse, it's all on the vlog channel, which is going to be linked below. It's like build out videos and everything about what the plan is for this actual warehouse space. One of the most common tips that I will often hear is to just post more often. The more you post, the more views and stuff you're gonna get. But this is actually not true. And if you're posting in the wrong way, it can be detrimental to the growth and success of your channel, because simply posting more is definitely not always going to result in more growth. You see, there's actually such a thing as audience saturation. And if you purely just post on a volume base alone, it can actually result in less views and growth. So instead of just going for pure maximum amount of content that you can, this is a lot of smoke, it would be a far better idea to go and check your analytics, go sort videos per views per viewer for the last week or month, and see if that number and metric is either going up or down. Because if it's going down, it means your viewers are saturated. They've seen enough of your content for that week that they want to invest their time in. And if it's going up, it means that they're still hungry for more, and then going more volume and more content can result in better growth. But it's crucial to understand that audience saturation means that if you just go with pure volume and don't pay attention to your analytics, your viewers might have seen enough of your content for that week, resulting in them not clicking on more videos that you post per week. And that means even though you're putting in all this extra effort to create more videos, your viewers aren't actually going to be clicking on them because they don't want anything more from you from that week. And this could mean that your videos aren't addictive or engaging enough, even if they do contain a lot of value, or it could be just the style of content that you create, because maybe it's incredibly long form content. Even if David Attenborough put together a 3-hour documentary and posted them every single day, it's unlikely that everyone would click on that video because they just don't have that much time to spend on it. But if he made 5-minute videos and posted them every day, it's far more likely that people would click on them and you would end up getting more views from just a pure volume base alone. Way too fun. So quantity doesn't always result in growth, and you would be far better off spending all of that time curating one more-ish piece of content that people can't get enough of than just pumping out as many videos as you possibly can. You have to figure out how to streamline your systems so that you can do more with less time. Creating content is incredibly time-consuming, and if you purely just don't have enough time to create good quality, valuable content, your output is just going to be capped. And that means you are never going to have the ability to have enough output to actually grow your channel. So figure out how you can streamline your systems or create systems. Maybe the style of content that you're creating is too difficult to maintain, putting something out every week or 2 pieces of content a week, whatever it might be, figure out how your content can be created in a way that makes sense. Experiment with things like batch creating, and I have a whole video on this if you want to check it out after this one, where you can use focused time slots to work through batch creating content with focusing on each different area of the process instead of kind of being spread out all over the place. Systems and streamline ways that you do things will make a massive difference in the long run, and it's often the result of people not making it as a creator because they simply just can't keep up with the output or this crazy machine hamster wheel that it is to create content for social media platforms these days. Let's talk about not packaging correctly, because what if you put all of your effort into this piece of content that's made to the absolute best of your ability? In your opinion, it's great, it's valuable, it's professionally made, and it's better than a lot of other people's content you see in the same space that are getting hundreds of thousands of views. And then you post it and nothing. It really ends up just being a flop of a video. It's incredibly disheartening and something that is bound to happen to every creator at some point. You got to think of it like this: a diamond left in a paper bag on the sidewalk is likely to never be discovered because people that walk past it will see a paper bag and be like, I want nothing to do with that. There's nothing valuable there for me. And you got to think of your videos in the same way. You have to package them correctly because that diamond, that video that you've worked so hard on to create, needs to entice people to click on it so they can find out how valuable it actually is. Have you ever heard the expression, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, there's entire industries that design book covers specifically to get people to read them. And we need to do the exact same thing for our videos. So whether that's thumbnails and titles, further into packaging is also going to be that initial beginning of your video to reassure the viewer that they got the thing that they were promised when they clicked on it. So work on your packaging. It's so important and so often overlooked by beginner creators. I have more videos on how you can structure your intros as well as titles and thumbnails that are going to be enticing for viewers to click on your videos. And you can find out about those up here as well. Packaging matters. It's a marketing skill that creators need to learn. And if you want to grow and get views, it's something that you really need to do your best to master. By creating the initial part of your video, reassuring someone that they're getting what they bargained for, it means that they aren't going to click off that video, giving you a bad audience retention, resulting in YouTube seeing that your video isn't worth people's time and pulling back on recommending it to any potential new audiences or viewers. I hope that helps you in at least some ways. These are some things that I have taken a while to learn, and the more I implement them into my channel, the more I see results. I also hope you really like this new filmmaking space because I am beyond excited to have an area like this, and this isn't anything yet. We are just building this out. We've just started. I only moved in a couple of days ago, and this whole space is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to bring you all along for the journey over on the vlog channel. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have some success in growing your channel, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun. Bye.